Hey there guys, Raj here, hope you guys are well. Today I am back with another samples, initial impressions videos on 3 fragrances. I did the same thing in my last video where I talked about 3 fragrances that are, that I'm sort of testing, and these are not really full fragrance reviews, but not really first impressions either, because I've worn them a few times, and I think it's a good way of just getting like a variety of fragrances in one video. So the last one, if you hadn't checked it out, I spoke about a Tom Ford fragrance, Noir Anthracite, Amouage's Sunshine Man, and Kilian's Sacred Wood. Today I'm going to be talking about Prada's Rossa Carbon, Profumum Roma's Sorriso, and Maison Kurkdjian's Aqua Universalis. So let's just get straight into the first one. Sample here that was actually given to me when I was in a department store in London. It's like a chemist, but like a big chain called Boots. The sales assistant actually recognized me, so it was cool to like talk to him, and very kindly he gave me a couple of samples. One of them being Prada's Rossa Carbon. You can see the bottle just there. And yeah, I've got this like 1.5 ml sample, which I've worn a few times. It's actually my scent of the day today. So if you guys know Prada, you know that often they do a lot of more simple, soapy, easy to wear, quite sort of classy type fragrances. And I think this one pretty much continues in that style. It does have a lot of, it does remind me a lot of Dior's Sauvage. It has Sauvage vibes. And Sauvage was a fragrance that I was kind of like indifferent about. It kind of had too much of that body shower gel, deodorant kind of vibe. But this one kind of has that, but to a slightly lesser extent. I actually prefer Carbon over Sauvage. It still has Prada's signature, very soapy, very rich hotel bathroom soap, infused with a really nice green and juicy bergamot note in there. Some other citruses potentially in there also. It's very green, and also something that I really like about this fragrance is that it develops into a kind of like a minty, like geranium freshness, which is nice and herbal and green, and just a really perfect combination to this soapy, like ambroxan, slightly shower jelly type aroma. And it works really, really well. It lasts a decent amount of time on my skin. I don't feel like it's a very long-lasting fragrance, but I think they've done a good job with this. I think they've done a good job with this fragrance. It's very easy to wear. I'm going to wear this to work next week, and I feel it is one of those, those dumb reaches, those easy to grab fragrances. A really good fragrance, I feel, for like the casual consumer. It's a phrase that I've used often, and I've actually done a video called Top 10 Fragrances for the Casual Consumer. I'll leave a link somewhere, where basically it's like if you're not massively into fragrances but you want to smell good, and most guys do, but you're not like a fragrance enthusiast, really good fragrance to reach for. I'll be looking forward to trying this a little bit more, and you never know, I might get this bottle and wear it pretty much exclusively to work. I think it works really, really nicely. Some good quality ingredients, doesn't smell too synthetic to me, and yeah, so far pretty good. I need to test it obviously a little bit more. Next fragrance from the house of Profumum Roma, the niche Italian house, a brand that is actually a little bit harder to find. I picked this sample up when I was in Paris. This one is called Sorriso, and I picked this up from the Jovoy store, which if you've never been to Jovoy store in Paris, it's a must visit. It's a great store, and they've actually opened up one in London, which I had been meaning on to go to for a long time, but just keep forgetting basically, so I will go one day. Profumum Roma, if you know the brand, very concentrated, as you can see here, very dark, ambery juice, and they specialize in gourmand fragrances, and this is pretty much one of those. But it's not nothing over the top. It's not, some of the PR fragrances can be quite loud, and maybe a little bit too much. This one is really buttery and smooth, and quite delectable, very tasty, very alluring fragrance, like a date night fragrance. I feel this would work really, really well. Hopefully I can test it in those scenarios. And from the opening, I've done a fresh spray. Yeah, it's really nice. It has this like baby powder kind of feel to it, mixed in with custard, which is a really, really weird combination. But it does give me that slightly like sweet edge from the custard, with this soft powdery baby powder, mixed in with potentially a bit of cocoa powder as well, and a kind of soft, like melted milk chocolate, like a milk chocolate bar has just slightly melted, and you get a little bit of that sugariness, but it's not too much. Yeah, the cocoa powder in there mixes really nicely, and it kind of has this like buttery body lotion type feel. I really like this fragrance quite a lot, and looking forward to testing it a little bit more. Just trying to think if I can think of anything else. I mean, to be honest, that's pretty much it. It's a fairly simple fragrance, but worth checking out. Definitely worth checking out. So going on to the final fragrance, I've got another sample here. This travel atomizer, Maison Kurkdjian's Aqua Universalis. Got this one off eBay from the same seller which I got the the Hermenegildo Zegna fragrance, an authentic seller, by the way. I know there was a bit of discussion about that. You know, you got to trust these guys on eBay, check their rating, have you bought from them before? And you know, there's loads of people who sell like decants. So I was just on eBay one day searching around and just decided to get a few of these. So I've tried, this is not the Forte version, this is the, I guess, I don't know if it's like, this is the original that came out and then the Forte version. The Forte version for me was too floral, too much jasmine in there, and I felt it was a little bit too feminine. Obviously, feminine is all down to interpretation, but I think I had a sample from MFK, and I gave it to my mum, actually. I think it smells much better on her, and this one is kind of has similar vibes. It is definitely on the floral side, and it is like almost sticking your nose into a bouquet of like white florals. But it has that signature, I would say, MFK dryer sheet, you know, freshly laundered bed sheets. It has that detergent kind of vibe, but on a higher, like, it smells like high end, if you know what I mean. It's really good. It's very, very fresh. It's quite heavy on the, I would say, the white musk fragrances with a bit of florals. It's a very spring fragrance, a very, very, very good fragrance. I think that would be good for spring. I think it's a little bit too heavy on the white florals for my liking, and even this version, even though it's a little bit more toned down than the Forte version, it's not really a fragrance that I would say I would love to wear. I'm going to reserve this decant, and I think I've got quite a lot left, actually. I've got quite a lot left, and I'm probably going to reserve this for springtime, so just a couple of months to wait. It's not the strongest fragrance, I don't think, but in the opening actually is pretty strong. And again, it's quite a clean fragrance, kind of like the Pradas. If you're not into anything too loud and anything too woody and ouds and patchoulis, this would be a nice alternative. I still feel this would smell better on a female. But I think this is definitely accessible for both genders. But yeah, you know, some good fragrances here, guys. And you know, if you're getting into fragrances, or even if you're already into fragrances, I've said this so many times, sampling is the best thing to do. You know, there are you can go ahead and blind buy bottles, and you can go off like fragrance recommendations of YouTube, but you'll never really know how the fragrance is and whether it works with your skin and your tastes until you get samples. And some of these, like the Prada, I got talking with the sales assistant. He happened to recognize me, and sometimes you can buy stuff and they'll give you samples, or sometimes they just hand them out. This particular one from the Javoy store, if you go in there, they give you 4 free samples and you don't even have to buy anything. This one, I did buy it, but you know, there's always a variety of way of getting your hands on samples. So guys, if you have tried any of these fragrances, let me know your thoughts. Always good to hear from you guys and interact with you guys, especially the people who are like really enthusiastic about fragrances. And I kind of feel like if I had to choose like a target audience, that would be it, really, because that's kind of how I am as well. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you like what you see, and subscribe also. I would appreciate that if you want to, and also hit the like button on my Instagram page and follow me there. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Take care.